Hello, friends. How are you? We are here live in the weather studio, here to bring you a live weather briefing for the weather coming this evening. So, um, confidence on what everybody's saying is a little lower today than it was yesterday. And I'm going to go over a little bit of why. And I think it's going to all be a little bit further south into our east a little bit. I'm not saying that we won't get severe weather. I think it is very possible. So let's go over the deets because we're going to be out chasing anyway. And it's going to be Chase Day activated today. So don't forget about that. So let's get this out here, get my mug out of the way. And we'll put this full screen here and get that out of the way. All right. So this is like a snapshot in time of a weather model here. So we can kind of fast forward through here. So you can see this is about 5 o'clock. We got some like light showers starting to form in a line along here. The boundary's still way up here. And then everything really starts to take off. This is about 6 o'clock. Sorry. So 6 o'clock, things are really starting to build to our west and northwest. And then it starts to really build a line there around Miami County right here. And that's where we start to really look for that hail and whatnot. You know, we see that marginal severe. It's really already starting to pop up. We got the nice curves and the autographs and everything. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Went too far. So if you're cheating there, you can kind of see that then it turns into more of a linear line. So we have this line moving across here. This would be the cell that would move through Huntington. Kind of has a bowing front to it. Definitely potential for some severe there if you know what you're looking at. So, and then it really doesn't start to pop off until about right there as far as severity goes. And then it kind of builds up, then it dies out. So, one thing I like to look at is the lightning flash density. So you can see this area right here is going to be kind of powerful is what it's looking at, okay? So the energy is going to be basically focused just to our south. And then over here in Ohio, it's going to be really focused, but it's going to be a linear line. And then as it goes farther south, it kind of dies out. So let's look at the energy and see what this is going to look like as it comes through here. Goodness gracious. Let's do this one. So we're lacking a lot of energy is what I'm seeing. So if we go to most unstable, so we can see that the energy, the atmosphere is really starting to pick up. That's about 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, it's still there. We're still starting to rock. 6 o'clock, what's happening? You know, it's 1500 is pretty good. I mean, but it's not enough to really get booming. And then we just kind of fall in our pants. And so this is why I've kind of been hesitant to really talk about the severe weather. And what everybody's been excited about. So is the Cape. I think that there's an overwhelming cap, and I think that the model is seeing that, and I think it's getting kind of choked out. So, and that's very prevalent there. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm still being very cautious because there's a lot, and I mean a lot of energy. Is this the right one? It's not. So the updraft potential in this. So I always look at this when I look for like tornado signatures and whatnot. So right here through southern Huntington County and everything like that. But you can kind of see up here in the northern section is kind of a little bit more clear. They did kind of shift that enhanced risk a little bit, and it kind of matches this a little bit. So I could go for that as well. So, you know, looking through all the different options we have here, I think that I think we're a little bit more clear, and I'm not as more significantly. I don't think it's as big of a threat as we were discussing, or as everybody else was discussing. I think it's going to kind of get choked out. So we're going to have to wait and see. Chase mode is going to be activated anyway. The tornado threat overall is minor. If we go to Supercell Composite, that shows you the ability for it to actually build into a supercell. So, I mean, that's not bad. That's a little early. That's about when things come through. That's just based off of energy. So you can see it's marginal severe, possible for an EF0. It is very possible, actually. So around 80 degrees at the surface. So, you know, there's definitely some things to watch. It's a mixed bag. Overall, we did get the newest update on the Storm Prediction Center. They dropped this area right here to the slight. They bumped you up over here to enhanced. So everything kind of took a shift. So tornado category, we're all in that together. That hashed area means it has a level 1 intensity, 5%. Wind, we have the chance for 70-mile-per-hour winds today. And then hail, we have a chance for 2-inch diameter or higher hail. If the cap lifts and the updraft is able to take over. So we could see that that energy is not there right now. Those models could change. I'm not going to spend all day looking at it, but as what I'm seeing right now, I'm not seeing a huge threat for us. So, but I will be out. We will be chasing. You guys will get to meet the new navigator for Storm Raider this evening. Yeah, we'll be out to keep you safe. And if anything happens, we'll definitely be helping as well. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But that is my mixed bag. And I hate to say that, but you can see that what I'm seeing doesn't really match what everybody else is saying about their excitement. So I hate to be the optimist, but hopefully it's not as bad as everybody's saying. So, and I will leave it at that. So, any questions? And I will say I do understand they put the risk there because the possibility is there for that to happen. I think the cap is pretty strong, so I don't necessarily see us getting nailed all that hard. So time will tell. Like I said, we'll be out there chasing. I have my doubts with how this is going to turn out. But I hope it turns out for the better and everybody gets to stay safe and we don't have a bunch of car insurance claims. So I think hail is probably the most primary threat that we have because it doesn't take much to get hail going. So we'll have to really keep an eye out for that. Hopefully we don't break the truck today. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. So we're looking for kickoff time between 7 and 8. And we'll do a little intro in the truck before we take off. And we'll be out and about in the area. Just be safe. Have a plan this evening in case severe weather does happen. Like I said, it's going to, if the cap breaks, all hell could break loose. So that would put everything in a much worse scenario because the energy is there for that cap to break. And I mean, if that cap broke, I hate to talk about stuff like that, but if the cap breaks, it would be a much worse scenario. But the cap is strong, so it's the models are showing the cap's going to stick around. So it's hard to say what's exactly going to happen. And I hate being indecisive, but I think we're probably going to come out on the better side of this. So let's hope for that. All right, guys. Have a good night.